welcome to Cover to Cover. I'm Stephen Walker, where we take you inside the pages of Out magazine, the entertainment issue. We'll be catching up with Bernardo Sim on the joy of Jonathan Bennett. But first, spoilers please. We have exclusive behind-the-scenes footage of our cover stars Jim Parsons and Ben Aldridge. Take a look.
My second favorite thing about working with Ben is the way his dirty mind works. In so many ways, this story is the journey of two people who go through a very, very hard time. And it's really about the gift that gives them of the way they can see the way they're living their lives, the way they're loving, and the way they're letting themselves be loved. And I think tragedy in real life does that, or can do that.
I think it's like a very life-affirming film. I think it inspires you to love better and love more fearlessly. Both characters are scared of getting their heart broken, and that is, unfortunately, an eventuality either way.
The best thing about working with Ben, I felt I had a partner the entire time. There were many reasons why this was such a joyful project, but a huge one was no matter how late we worked or how early we were called the next day, I really couldn't wait to get back.
I've never felt as believed in as I felt Jim believed in me playing Kit and in my ability to play Kit, and that was very transformational for me as an actor and as a person.
Don't take this the wrong way because there's some tragedy in our story, but it was so much fun. It was so joyful. If we had one wish at the time of working on it, it was just that please let this translate what we're doing and what we're experiencing. Please let it come across on camera.
I think for both of us that was both the emotional journey of it, but also the fun of it, like the fun of them getting to know each other and that they're unlikely for each other, they disarm each other, all of that was like, I think we were experiencing all of those things. It was like, oh, I hope this ends up in the film in the way that we're kind of feeling it.
I'm Jim Parsons.
And I'm Ben Aldridge.
Check out our cover story on out.com and Newsstand.
Thank you, gentlemen. Now, let's get to the man behind the interview, Raffy Ermac. The fact is, it's called Spoiler Alert, right?
Yeah.
Does knowing the end, knowing that our hero dies, does it take anything away from the film?
No, I don't think so at all. It certainly didn't make the ending any less sad, but knowing that, Kit's life was cut short actually makes you, appreciate all the happy parts of Michael and Kit's love story more. And it also makes you appreciate and admire, the performances in the film. Not much more so, especially Ben Aldridge's. He had me bawling, although he did mention to me that it was like a daunting role to play, but I think he played it excellently. So.
Oh, I love him. I really do. I think he's a great actor. Jim Parsons talks about the richness of their relationship in the film and how rewarding it was to play. Like he said, he hadn't played a relationship like that before on stage or camera. Did you get a sense of that watching the film?
Absolutely. Obviously, Jim is already an Emmy-winning legend in his own right, but I feel like he still is very much underappreciated as a dramatic actor. And you could tell watching him in the film that he takes his craft seriously and he cares a lot about the subject matter. Side note, he also produced the film, so that just shows how much he cares about it. And during our interview for the most recent cover of Out magazine, he talked a lot about how he loved to portray the highs and lows of Michael and Kit's love story, and how something like that provides real, authentic representation, and how rewarding it was to portray that for artists on screens who still don't get to see a lot of it. So it's obvious that he loves it.
Yeah, Aldrich also mentioned suffering in the film, but not at the hands of gay sexuality, which is a big change. And it created more of a film about a human relationship, then sexuality at the forefront. Is that true?
I would definitely say so. Like you mentioned, it's a big change. There are countless numbers of queer films out there where the main characters are, agonizing about their sexuality and identity. So it's nice to see two queer characters not have to, question who they are so much. And for the majority of the film, I feel like Michael and Kit know who they are, and their love really goes to shine. So the film does a wonderful job of creating compassion and empathy on a human level. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with sexuality and labels. So I love to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it because most of the gay films I see are all coming of age and dealing with sexuality. But the fact is, we do get over that some point and we start living. So, and just like normal humans. Mm. So I'm excited to see this film and the fact that, it shows us in, a different light. Well, thank you so much, Raffy. It's always great talking with you and hope to do it again soon. Spoiler alert is streaming now. Also, inside the entertainment issue, I chatted with Bernardo Sim about his article, The Joy of Jonathan Bennett. So, Jonathan has been dubbed the gay king of Christmas. Why is that?
Well, he's starred in two holiday movies from the Hallmark Channel. He first started out as one of the stars of the Christmas House movies, which there was an original movie and then there was a sequel. And then he was the leading man in last year's The Holiday Sitter, which was the Hallmark Channel's first LGBTQ leading movie. So yeah, he's been dubbed the gay king of Christmas because he's just leading the way when it comes to that kind of content for the holidays.
Oh, good for him, good for him. And what did the gay king of Christmas have to say about the importance of inclusivity?
Yeah, Jonathan during our interview really made it a point. He really drove the point of how the Hallmark Channel is pushing for inclusivity, not only of LGBTQ people, but racial inclusivity and female-led movies. When it comes to their type of programming, he actually during that interview even directly responded or reacted rather to Candace Cameron Beer's statement saying that the Great American Family Network would not feature LGBTQ characters in their movies. And Jonathan kind of reacted to that news saying the Hallmark Channel is not doing that. They're doing the opposite. They're pushing for as much inclusivity and diversity as possible.
Yeah, well done, Hallmark Channel. And this is a huge difference compared to being a closeted actor. What do you think has changed within the industry?
He talked about that, and he talked about how he was advised several times over the course of his career not to come out. In Mean Girls, he became famous for being, a very attractive young man, and the types of roles that he could land were types of roles where I guess Hollywood wanted you to be perceived as being straight. And therefore, a lot of his managers and just people in the industry advised him not to come out for a very long time. But Jonathan also talked about how things have changed. Out gay actors are being hired now, not only to play gay characters, but also to play non-queer characters. And Jonathan also said something that really sat with me that he feels like when you're more comfortable with yourself and when you know who you are and what your identity is, people just naturally gravitate to wanting to work with you. And he mentioned that since coming out, because he got more comfortable with himself, he actually started landing a lot more roles and just having people like working with him.
I know. Well, we all fell in love with Aaron. And so he's got a new business with his wonderful husband. What was the inspiration for his new travel business, Outbound?
Yeah, so I also asked about their travel business that he started with his husband James. James is currently starring. He's currently a cast member on MTV's The Real Friends of WeHo, and basically he described Outbound as this travel company that caters to LGBTQ people. So their itineraries are already always catering to this queer audience. So he talked about how some itineraries are scheduled around when Pride Month is going to happen in certain countries or Pride events are going to happen in certain countries. There are also cruises that they offer in the company. So it really seems like a very exciting opportunity or really exciting business for queer people that are looking to see the world.
Yeah, it's so nice to see, all these queer people in happy relationships. We have role models at last. Well, Bernardo, thank you so much for taking the time to answer these interesting questions about your article, and I hope to chat with you again soon. Thank you for watching Cover to Cover. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit advocatechannel.com for the latest news.